Hi, I'm Pete, and this is a follow-up on my Big Dipper puzzle. Now, my previous video, I showed the process of removing the factory stickers and replacing them with these custom stickers that show the internal bandaging of this very complex puzzle. This is part of the Heaven's Eyes series, and this is the last of them that have been released. So this puzzle, because I knew I was going to resticker it, I didn't do any adjustments or any lube because we didn't want lube on the puzzle before I did the restickering. Definitely would have interfered with the process. So coming from the factory, it's very dry. It's kind of very stiff. And I want to just kind of show the process then of getting this into a workable puzzle. Now, one thing I will say is that the Heaven's Eyes series, when you're playing them, when you're scrambling them and trying to solve them, and they're jumbled, they really do need to be pretty tight. If you have them too loose, they will pop, and I have experience with that. My Cullinan cube, I did just that. I was solving it, and I got just a little overly ambitious on loosening a couple of faces that were catchy. And what ended up happening was it popped, and reassembling is a very challenging thing, and especially when it's stickered and lubed, because it's really hard to, you can't use tape, it just doesn't stick, and it's a very tough situation to be in. So I strongly recommend being really careful with loosening it. You can loosen it while you're breaking it in, but then make sure you tighten it back up before you start scrambling or jumbling, especially jumbling. What happened in my case was that one of these little, two of these little inner small triangles, they got dislodged during a turn, and they were able to get dislodged because the faces they were on were a little too loose. And then one of them fell into the puzzle, and as soon as that happened, it pretty much was game over. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the caps off. Now, one thing about this series is that the caps do provide some tension. So they are part of the tension on the face because they push on these little triangles. So they actually help a little bit, which means that by taking the caps off, I am changing the tension on the faces. So that is something to think about as you're tuning. Just to keep in mind that you might put the cap back on and find it's too loose or too tight, and you might have to take it off and adjust it. Again, so it's a bit of an iterative process. But it's not too bad though. So one thing that what keeps me going and what motivates me for this sort of thing is that these puzzles, once you get them tuned and they're turning well, they're just great. Okay, they're not catchy at all. They turn very smoothly, so that's what's going to keep me going. So my process here, I'm going to take all the caps off, and I'm going to kind of put a little lube. I'm going to try to distribute that lube as best I can. I'll do a few turns of the faces, and then I will do a little bit of adjustment, and basically then I will work the puzzle, do some non-jumbling turns, and 3 cycles algorithms, just to try and work that lube through and to work through any issues with the mechanism. I think the mechanism in here, when I had the Cullinan cube all apart, I didn't notice too many sprues or anything that showed signs of poor assembly of the parts or poor production of the parts. So I think it's just a matter of working it in. So these composite edges, if you kind of deep down inside, they actually look like a conventional edge, but there's actually 9 pieces together here, the 7 that you can see, and then the bandaging pieces on the ends, and they all kind of clump together to form this normal looking edge that is made up of so many different pieces. So what I'd like to try and do is get some lube down in there without putting too much at risk here. And you can see this this is a little squishy without the centering. You can see how much of a difference that made. So yeah, I'm gonna just try and kind of gently lift this up and get some lube in there. So I'm just using a cable tie, just a thin cable tie. That's my method of putting the lube on. I'm using this Traxxas Stiff Lube. This is the 50K weight. It's kind of a medium. Well, maybe it's a little bit on the stickier side. That's what I like. Remember, I'm not a speed cuber. I think if I was a speed cuber, I'd probably be favoring the lighter weights a little more. But because I think they would gum up the puzzle a little much. But because I'm not a speed cuber, what I value is the mechanical, the lubrication that these provide, right? And the staying power with the mechanism, so it doesn't dissipate over time. So that's kind of what I value when I go for the slightly heavier weight. I have to buy this from a hobby shop because I live in a remote area. I have to mail order it, so it's even though the stuff itself is not expensive, the shipping can be a little pricey just because I have to get it mailed to me. They're not going to give me free shipping on a couple of jars of this stuff. Okay, so that already I think is kind of good. So I'm just going to distribute that a little bit. I think I might do a bit more as well, just to, now I don't want to scramble a puzzle here. So okay, so I think we're already seeing a nice little bump here. I'm just going to go on this side and I'll pick another one and I'll do the same thing. I'll get a little bit of lube in there. A little bit goes a long way. I don't want to overdo it. But now that we have the new stickers on, I'm not so concerned about contaminating the stickers, and I'm not thinking about that issue. So yeah, so I've just very gently pulled it up to try and expose a little bit of the sliding surface, right? So that's the area right there. Okay, and now if I do the other side of this edge, I basically have two different surfaces now lubed, two different planes of rotation. Now I am being really careful because, as I say, popping this is not an option. Okay. And now the emphasis on lubing the stuff, that it's only when it's in its dodecahedral form, basically. That's really it. I haven't had too much trouble with the turning with the jumbled form. And we can do a little bit of lube there. It might even be a little easier to get some lube in there, but yeah, that's usually pretty smooth. It's when you have the faces making full contact. Okay, that seems quite good actually. Okay, I like that. Okay, and so so that's a little bit. So I lubed that one. So what I'll do, and I lubed that part, I'll just move it onto this face and just spin it around once, just sort of try and push some of that lube out onto there, and I'll do it over here as well. I think I got, yeah. Okay, and we can just kind of distribute that because we don't need a lot. Just okay, not too bad. I'll show you some of the algorithms we do, but basically it's a pretty algorithm intensive solve. You're doing 3 cycles a lot, so it really it's not fun if it's catchy. It's not fun if it's sluggish or hard to align the pieces. So yeah, I really like that. Now I actually forget which one I did over here. I could have done that whole same thing, but I think we're good actually. I think it's that seems pretty solid. Yeah, it must have been one of these ones here. Okay, whoa. Okay, yipes. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the danger zone right here. Yipes. Okay, so what happened there? Of course, the caps are all off. Everything's loose. That's exactly what'll happen. And you saw these little triangles dislodge. So when it happened to me and I popped my coolant cube, what I did, because I was getting impatient with the catchiness, what I did was I kept going there. I figured, oh, well, you know, it would be fine. I kept pushing. I didn't really see what had happened, so I thought it was just catching, so I tried to push through it, and that's how I ended up dislodging some triangles. So you see that the puzzle gave me lots of warning in this case so that I could not pop it. With the coolant cube, I wasn't watching. I think it was on, I was doing something like that where I couldn't see what was happening. So I don't want to give you the impression that this thing pops, you know, at the drop of a hat. It really doesn't. You really have to mess up to pop it, as far as I'm concerned. But messing up could include something like this, like turning too vigorously with the caps off. As a matter of fact, you know, this is turning so well that I don't even know if I'm going to adjust anything, like any of the centers. What I might do is just put the centers back, the caps back on, and just see how that goes. All right. Okay. So really, the bottom line is, besides a little lube and maybe making sure that the tensions are correct, the thing that will get this broken in the best is to physically manipulate it, and I'll show you that next. Yeah, I was gonna do some tuning, but I think we're good for now. I could change my mind once I put these caps back on, but you know, it's the nature of the beast, right? It could be that I put these all on and then it's all too tight, and I have to go and I just have to say, okay, I know it's too tight. I'll, you know, give everything a quarter turn, and then we'll try it again. That just could happen, or you know, I could find they're too loose and I need to go tighten them down. Again, tighter is better on this puzzle, on all the Heaven's Eyes series. Tighter is better. Okay. Okay, and my stickers are okay. Okay, that's a little bit of a bubble there. Most of them are starting to dissipate. It has been a little while since I finished the build, the restickering, and you know, if I have to, I can go and adjust those. I'm not too worried about it. I have extras too if I want to just peel the sticker off and try again. Okay, so it was pretty loose, and now it's definitely tightened up. Yeah, you can feel it now that I put all the caps back on, because every face gets tighter, right? And they all push on each other. Yeah, so it has tightened up, but you know what? I think that might be good with that little bit of lube. Yeah, that seems pretty good. All right, what I'll do now, I think I'll just try to do a little bit of, okay, yeah, that's just a little catchy, but you know, everything just has to kind of settle into place too, right? It's, you know, it's never really been played. All the pieces are just kind of sitting there. I haven't kind of found their groove yet. All right, I'm gonna try a little bit more. I'll just try to put just a little bit more on this plane here. So I'm getting just a little bit more on the outside. Oop, there you go. Now that's a lot. That's probably more than we really needed, but hey. Yeah, that's shows you the difference though, eh? Okay, so now, and I have that here as well. I'm just going to distribute it. Okay, so my normal thing is just to do the 3 cycles. That's not bad at all. Okay, now this is sliding down around quite a bit. Let me just grab something here. Yeah, so that makes it a little more awkward to do that's actually pretty good. Okay, I like that. That's actually quite, and that's basically what I will do just to break it in, right? I can do the same thing here. It's looks a little different. Okay, now I want to, okay, now I got to back up because that one popped, you see? So that's okay though. Like that, I backed off. I got the little warning from the puzzle that things weren't quite lined up, and I backed off. So it's fine. And I don't think it's, like, I think it's just a matter of breaking in. Maybe a bit of lube here, but I haven't had any problems at all with the other breaking in the other puzzle. It's just a process. Okay, I'm just gonna try and get some under there. Okay, that was way too much lube. Bah, that's way too much, but hey. Yeah. Wow, it made a huge difference though. So I think what I'll do, just to try and get some of that lube off here, I will kind of distribute it a bit. There we go. And nice. Okay. Sorry, that's annoying. Alright. Banishing that screwdriver. It's making too much noise. Okay, where was I? I was basically just trying to, yeah, so I 3-cycled that one, and then I got kind of stuck 3-cycling this. Much better. Yeah, so that move is about 95% of what you'll be doing on this puzzle to solve it. So if it's smooth doing that, you don't have to worry about anything else. This is kind of neat. This is cool because I've not had any chance to play with my Cullinan because I didn't want to do anything until I restickered it. I didn't know what these would do. So it is kind of these faces. So it is kind of cool. So I'm just going to put this back. Yeah, it's already smoother. Now, I am cupping the face quite strongly, and that's something, you know, if I was actually solving it, it would be a little closer to me, and I'd be really just squeezing the pieces together so they don't fly apart. But that's good. That is really good right there. So, and I wouldn't be trying anything there. I don't think I'd be trying anything there. Yeah, but like I could be trying something, see, right here. Well, that's not really a good. Don't think I'd really be working on. Oh, okay. I'm learning some stuff about my puzzle now. I hadn't really thought about before. So how about this? Can we 3-cycle these? Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. Something caught there, but that's, and you see how I just kind of work it back and forth until I can work it out. All right, I'm gonna undo that. Just this is just the new. Yeah. Okay. So there's something there. But just over here, I guess. I don't know. Seems all right. Okay, so something's just kind of catching just a little bit. All right. Well, you know what? That's pretty much it. I mean, that's literally how I'm going to break this in, just by doing a bunch of this. That's smooth. Okay, I'm really quite impressed. I didn't have to do any tuning. Now, what I might do after I get everything just broken in a little bit is I might go in and give each face a quarter turn tighter, because as I say, tighter is better, and that may actually help things. It may not, and then I'd go back and undo it. But keep in mind that whatever you do when you take the caps off, whatever changes you make, you really need to test it with the caps on. All right, let's undo this. Okay, well, that's great. I'm already really happy with this, the way it's looking. It's improved already just with a few minutes of play, and really it just needs, you know, quite a bit more of this bit more lube here and there maybe, but probably not. I think it's probably got as much as it needs, and it's just a matter of getting everything moving. Okay, well, that's it for my update on the Big Dipper puzzle. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these big puzzles, of this Heaven's Eyes series. Is this something for you? Is this something you'd like to get? I know that I've already talked to some people about, you know, whether it's worth it to get all the different variants. And it kind of comes down to they're big, they're complex, and each variant offers something just a little different. It's not a lot different, but some of them are a little harder and easier than others. Again, not a lot different other than the Sun Minx, which is quite easy. All the rest of them are going to be very challenging puzzles in their own way. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Is this something for you? Would you get it? Would you get it if the price was a little lower? Yeah, let me know what you think. And as always, I do appreciate all your other comments, your questions, your suggestions. I look forward to reading your comments, and I do try to answer any of your questions as best I can. All right, well, until next time, thanks for watching.